All right, so when your item shows up, you get this nice little tin right here. The tin's pretty nice. You open the tin up. Controller comes in a little bag. A little baggie full of extra buttons and a few Allen wrenches so that you can take this guy apart and add DSLR film. Noob. All right, guys, so what I've got for you today, besides a shaved head, don't ask, is the Okii USB follow focus. This guy is made out of machined aluminum. It has 9 buttons, a nice control knob, a tricolor LED, and an on-off switch. I've tested this out on several of my lenses, so let's go through that first. That's probably enough to give you an idea of how this works with lenses on your camera. I've tested this on the T2i, the 7D, and the 5D Mark II, and it seems to work just fine. I have not tested it on the 60D, and I haven't tested it on any of the other cameras in Canon's line. I don't know if this works with any of their PowerShot cameras, but I'm going to try and give this a shot on my G12 when I get a chance. And you guys probably want to see this thing a little bit closer up, so here's what all the buttons do. All right, so what you need to know about this little guy is that the green button right here is small, medium, and large focus steps. A long press will give you on and off for your live view mode. These two will focus to minimum distance and focus to infinity. This guy right here, a short press will give you 5x and 10x zoom, and a long press will initiate autofocus and metering. This guy right here starts and stops recording in video mode, and a long press will capture an image. These guys on this side basically have to do with rack focus. This is focus infinity, and this is focus to minimum, and these two are different rack settings that you can put into the unit. And this knob right here allows you to turn the focusing distance up and down with your lens motor. The little on-off switch in the front right here turns the unit on, and you've got a tricolor LED that allows you information on when buttons are pressed and if information is stored. You flip this guy over and you'll see that there is a USB port. The USB port goes straight to your camera and allows you to control your camera from this cute little device. You can get a lot of battery life out of this guy with 2 AAA batteries. It lasts 2 or 3 days pretty easy if you turn it off every night. This guy has 9 buttons on the outside. They're pretty easy to touch. This is a nice anodized aluminum case, very solid, feels pretty good. The control knob has a lot of resistance to it in a good way and feels very well made. This is all machined aluminum, so it's nice and solid. Has a 1/4-20 thread on the back so you can mount it to your rig, which is also very nice. And this thing, it runs about $400. Now, before you rush out and buy this for your next follow focus, remember that if you have lenses that are noisy, if the focus motor is noisy, you might not want to use this guy on it because you will be able to hear the focus motor in your audio recording. Now on L-glass, that's not a problem, and even on Canon's middle range lenses, they still have very quiet focus motors, so you shouldn't have a problem with this. But there is still a practical application for a normal mechanical follow focus. The nice thing about this is it fits in your bag, it's very small, it's got a 1/4-20 on it, you don't need rails to use it, and it has other functionality including starting and stopping recording and zooming for focus check. On top of that, the knob and control feels really nice. The build on this is very nice. The only thing I wish they would have added is labels on the buttons, because you basically have to memorize what all the buttons do in order to be able to practically use this device. One thing I will note is that the steps on zooms are a little bit different. If you're at a lower millimeter, the steps may be different than if you're at a higher millimeter. So keep that in mind when you're using the focus control on this guy. If you have it attached to a camera with a zoom on it, you're not going to get the same performance at 16 millimeters as you are at 35 millimeters. I performed this test on the 16 to 35 and the 17 to 50 and it worked the same way. I'm assuming that this works like this with all zoom lenses, but I can't test them all because I don't own them all. As I'm filming this video, the unit I have right now is sold out. There's information on their website, which is in the crotch bar below, for you to pre-order on their February delivery dates, which I think will be the end of February. And if you don't get on that, then you may not get it until March or April. This probably won't replace a follow focus 100%, but it is very usable and very handy on prime lenses. So consider prime lenses with this guy and some zooms. Make sure that the focus motor on your camera is quiet. As always, thanks for watching. And if you like this content, please subscribe.